Here's the truth most burned out creatives don't want to hear, and I didn't want to either. You can't recover from burnout without changing the life that caused it. Not with better self-care, not with gentler habits, not even with more creativity. I'm filming this from Vancouver. As I talk, I'll take you on a visual journey through some of the time I spent walking and painting at Nitobe Memorial Garden at the University of British Columbia. This is a place I've returned to again and again over many years, long before I had the language for burnout, or recovery, or why my creativity kept disappearing. Being back here has reminded me of my roots and my own creative renewal journey. For years, I kept trying to recover without changing the structures that were breaking me. And today, I want to talk honestly about what actually had to change for me and what I see professional creatives needing if they want sustained recovery and not just temporary relief in real life. Hello and welcome. I'm Janet, architect turned creative renewal coach and watercolor artist. At Blueprint to Brushstrokes, I work with mid and late career creative souls, whether you identify as a professional or not, who feel emotionally depleted and disconnected from their creative work. My focus isn't hustle or output. It's recovery, reconnection, and rebuilding trust with a sustainable creative practice, using compassion, structure, and small repeatable actions. If that's where you are right now, I've created a free creative confidence reflection guide. It helps you understand what season you're actually in before trying to fix anything. You'll find the link below. And if you're ready for a little more support, the North Star Mini Reset, a self-directed 5-day mini course, which is also linked in the description below. This video is for creative souls, capable, responsible, deeply committed, and quietly, chronically exhausted. People who keep blaming themselves when the problem is actually the life structure in which they're trying to create. I'm not a therapist, but I am a creative professional who burned out more than once and eventually realized that recovery required fundamentally redesigning my life, not just soothing myself inside it. What I'm sharing comes from lived experience, reflection, and years of rebuilding. These are not quick fixes. Here's the truth I wish I had understood sooner. Burnout doesn't resolve just because you understand it. It resolves when your life stops recreating it. I didn't recover because I learned better watercolor techniques. I recovered because I stopped living in ways that made creativity impossible to sustain. That didn't require motivation or inspiration. It required commitment. Commitment to change. For me, recovery required changes in 3 non-negotiable areas. Not all at once, not perfectly, but deliberately. The first was time. I had to stop pretending creativity would fit in someday. I stopped waiting for the perfect time. I had to establish real boundaries around work, home responsibilities, and protecting creative time. It doesn't always work perfectly, but I am intentional. And time didn't magically appear. I had to claim it. Sometimes that meant choosing my sketchbook over doom scrolling, not as discipline, but as care. The second was space. I had to reduce resistance. I stopped waiting for the ideal conditions, the perfect setup, or the perfect composition. That meant creating a safe, simple space where creativity could happen without friction. I keep an inexpensive sketchbook with me at all times to doodle whatever I see. No pressure, no defined outcome. Creativity needs less pressure, not more. And the third was patterns. This was the hardest part. I had to look honestly at the lifelong patterns that kept leading me back to burnout. Over-responsibility, chronic self-pressure, linking worth to productivity, guilt for resting, and shame for mistakes. Therapy helped me understand these patterns, but recovery came from making daily choices aligned with my values. That work doesn't end, but it does get lighter. I want to be very clear here because both things are true. In early recovery, gentleness matters, rest matters, grace matters. But if nothing in your life changes, the burnout cycle won't either. You can't keep repeating the same behaviors, the same schedules, the same self-expectations, and expect recovery to magically stick. Recovery isn't about doing more, it's about doing things differently. I talk about time management and structure, not because I believe in hustle culture, but because structure saved my creativity. Not rigid rules, not overdoing, but habits and systems that reduce decision fatigue, protect energy, and make space for what truly matters without sacrificing family or your sanity. Structure isn't the enemy of creativity. Chaos is. For a long time, I thought my goal was getting my creativity back. Now I know my real North Star is this: a life where creativity is sustainable, not something I lose and recover over and over again. That requires honesty, boundaries, and a willingness to change, to redesign parts of your life, not just decorate around the edges. Before I close, I want to invite you into a moment of quiet reflection, not to fix anything, not to make decisions, just to notice. After this video, take a few gentle moments and ask yourself this: where might my current life be recreating burnout without my noticing? What feels supportive right now? And what feels quietly depleting? What small change, just one, might help my creativity feel a little safer in this season? There's no pressure to answer everything. This reflection isn't about doing more. It's about becoming more aware, because awareness is often the first real step toward change, and it can be approached with kindness. I'll be honest, I'm still balancing a lot in this season. Full-time design work, building blueprint to brushstrokes, making time for my own creativity as a watercolor artist, supporting family as a member of the sandwiched X generation. Balance isn't a destination. It also doesn't mean perfect equilibrium all the time. It's learning to notice imbalance earlier and respond sooner. If this message feels confronting or uncomfortable, that is worth listening to. It might be your inner creative voice telling you that your current system isn't working. In the videos ahead, I'll be talking more about the commitment without burnout, structure without rigidity, creativity as a stabilizing force, not just a reward. If that's a conversation you're ready for, you're in the right place. If this video resonated with you, I think you'll find the next one inspiring. And if you haven't already, subscribe for creative renewal, emotional insight, and supportive, honest conversations about living a meaningful creative life. If you'd like deeper support, you're always welcome at blueprinttobrushstrokes.ca. Until next time, wishing you a grace-filled day and the courage to change what truly needs changing.